Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
Hi, my name is Kevin.
Hello. I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our awesome episode of Youth Connect. I hope that you guys are excited today. So, today we are going to have another episode. But I will first say, happy Friday, guys. I'm excited to see you guys here. And for those who are brand new or don't know what the heck is going on, Youth Connect is a show where we talk about everything from gaming news, live music, some interesting facts, some entertainment news, cooking knowledge. We have everything. This is not your usual show all about news and boring stuff like that. We really wanted to sprinkle in a little bit of flair, a little bit of sparkle, and something that just gets you in the mood for some news. Now, I know this show is going to be something that you are going to love. And everybody here has all abilities, and we are all here as broadcasters, entertainers, and just because of that, we want to be included in opportunities for acting jobs, directing, writing, chefs, speakers, artists, and musicians. You know what they say. You name it, and we want to do it. But if you guys know, the first thing that we always have to start off with some, I think first off we have to start with some gaming news. All right, time for your gaming news. Now, who is excited? Now, I've actually talked about this game several times, but the more important thing is that it just released today. So I hope that you guys are excited because we actually got more news when the game released. So today's game of the week is The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So you must save the Kingdom of Hyrule, this time with the wisdom of Princess Zelda. The people of Hyrule are being stolen by strange rifts and that are appearing all over the place. And with a certain swordsman amongst the missing, it's up to Princess Zelda to save her kingdom in a brand new Legend of Zelda game. Team up with the mysterious fairy tribe and use the Tri-Rod to create echoes, which are limited but imitations of things you find in the environment. Then recreate those echoes whenever you like, to solve puzzles and defeat enemies. What's interesting is that you can create echoes out of water-like blocks to reach new heights, make bridges out of old beds, throw rocks at foes, but more importantly, something brand new is that you can find creative combinations of echoes to do things your way. And it doesn't tell it now. What makes this game interesting, and a lot of people have been saying about this, is that there is no progression system that follows that you need to follow, because basically, if you grab a certain item, you can just speed run the game in a few minutes. I wouldn't do that, but again, there are the rod's limitations, and you will get upgrades along the way. But more importantly, we've learned that you can make smoothies, but not only that, create echoes of monsters to fight monsters. You're fighting monster against monster. It's a whole monster bash, and it's definitely going to be something quite interesting. I recommend checking this out because it's a lot of fun. A lot of people are saying that despite it having not Link in it, the game is really interesting on the way that it still follows a Legend of Zelda theme, but not exactly in the way that you expect to in a usual Link-based adventure. There will be tons of stuff, and unfortunately, I got spoiled for the ending. Oh, how lame. But Nintendo did make a post about it, so if you can, avoid any social media, because Nintendo's been posting that image all over the place, and it's a pain in the butt that I got it ruined. I already had an idea of what it might be, and I was unfortunately immediately told. But if you haven't been spoiled, I recommend that you check out The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. How awesome is that? Oh, I love games, guys, and I've been talking about this game for a while because it is the first game to include Princess Zelda as the main character. How amazing is that? Not Link, not anybody else, but Zelda herself. It's a switch up role, so I really appreciate that. Anyways, I'm going to keep it moving. And next up is Kevin, and with some all important news, sports, and weather, but more importantly, our very exciting news that everybody loves, that interesting fact that's going to be shared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect News, which I bring news, sports, weather, and your very favorite interesting fact. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja. Let's get right into the headlines. A new temporary stadium-side concert venue is coming to Toronto. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he wants to build a tunnel under Highway 401. Plans for a new space for play beneath Gardiner Expressway unveiled. And Vancouver's BC placed to host games at 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. A new temporary stadium-sized seasonal concert venue is coming to Toronto's North End with the capacity to host 50,000 people at one time. Rogers Stadium will open in June 2025 at the site of the former Downsview Airport's lands, Live Nation announced on Thursday. However, the venue will only be in place temporarily and will eventually be demolished to make way for a new mixed-use development coming to the grounds. It's not clear how long the stadiums will be operational. However, officials says that it will be multiple years. A nearby Downsview Park has hosted many landmark concert events over the years, including SARS Stock in 2003. The open-air facility, which will be the largest purpose-built outdoor concert venue in Toronto, will be housed on the 44 acres on the north end of the former airspace previously used by Bombardier. Live Nation and the stadium will operate in the summer months and its primary use will be used as a live music venue, with a focus on a large international acts or diversified genres. Toronto has long been a cultural melting pot, and its venues will celebrate that spirit, uniting people from all walks of life through the world of live. Eric Hoffman, who is the president of Music Canada at Live Nation, she said at the Thursday news conference, which was also attended by Ontario Premier Doug Ford and Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow. The project is expected to create thousands of jobs and inject $80 to $100 million in a local economy by way of tourism and support for local businesses, state officials estimated. The 370-acre space, dubbed YZD, after the former airport's call sign, is expected to house 7 neighborhoods and 55,000 people upon completion. Unlike the city's other large music venues, most of which are in the downtown core, officials said the location of Rogers Stadium was chosen due to its proximity to major transportation and transit connections, making it easily accessible for music fans across the Greater Toronto Area. The Premier Doug Ford says he wants to build a tunnel for cars and transit under Highway 401 that would stretch roughly from Brampton to Scarborough, citing increasing gridlock and little room from highway expansion at the news conference on Wednesday morning. Ford says his government will begin studying the technical feasibilities of building a tunnel stretching across the GTA under the country's busiest highway. He said the tunnel would serve as a new expressway for both cars and transit from Brampton to Mississauga in the west to Markham and Scarborough in the east, connecting with major roads and highways along the way. Ford did not provide an estimate for how much a tunnel might cost. According to the province, the feasibility work would also look at various options to increase Highway 401 capacity, including potential routes within the existing right-of-way, number of lanes, length, and number and design of interchanges connection to other highways. It would also include meaningful consultations with First Nations communities and a review of best practices from similar projects elsewhere. Asked repeatedly about potential costs, Ford said his government will be upfront about the project. A tunnel stretching the roughly 60 kilometers from Brampton to Scarborough will be among the longest in the world. Responding to the idea, Ontario Green Party leader Mike Schreiner called the tunnel an expensive distraction from housing. The next steps of what will eventually pop up in the space under the Gardner Expressway were unveiled on Thursday and has been touted as a new space for play, shared experiences, and regenerative landscape. As part of the Under Gardner Public Realm Plan, a collaborative project with nonprofit Bentway Conservancy and the City of Toronto to rejuvenate an underutilized space beneath the busy Toronto Expressway. The Bentway Islands will be just one side of 11,500 square meter development spanning from Denleckie Way and Spadina Avenue. Three large-scale traffic islands will live in the heart of this concrete jungle called the Triangle, the Wedge, and the Arcade, and will not only serve as a vibrant space for visitors to enjoy, but as a sister site to the existing Phase 1 location that opens in 2018, the Conservancy said. The Conservancy also noticed that this is the first manifestation of the Under Gardner Public Realm Plan, which was approved by the city in 2024. The main goals of Bentway Islands are to improve pedestrians' accessibility and safety, expanded public amenities in the City Place neighborhood, and enhance the area's biodiversity and environmental resilience. Co-executive director of the Bentway, Ilana Altman, told CTV News Toronto in an email statement. The island's design, oversees by Field Operations and urban design firm known as the Highline in New York and Brook Mulroy, a Toronto-based firm in planning and architecture, will draw inspirations from the Phase 1 site and input from Indigenous communities, locals, and the city's technical experts. The City of Toronto is providing fundings with additional support from the Conservancy, including Manulife, with future financing expected to come from a variety of public and private sources. The Conservancy said the initial concepts of what the Bentway Islands will look like will be revealed in 2025, with construction kicking up after the multi-year rehabilitation project planned for the Gardner. Altman says they expect to have the Bentway Islands open by 2029. And moving forward in sports news, the Vancouver's BC Place Stadium has been named as one of the host venues for the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup, the biennial regional championships for teams in North and Central America and the Caribbean. CONCACAF is the governing body for soccer in the region, announced the host city on Wednesday for the tournament, which will run from June 14th to July 6th. CONCACAF said the allocation of games will be revealed at a later date. The BC Place will also host games at the 2026 World Cup, co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It will be Vancouver's first time hosting games at the Gold Cup, which will again be primarily held in the US. The only other Canadian venue to host a Gold Cup game is Toronto's BMO Field, which was the site of two games in 2015 and one in 2023. It remains to be seen whether planned renovations to BC Place for the World Cup will be finished by the start of the Gold Cup. PAVCO, the Crown Corporation that owns the stadium, put out the request for proposal in December for a construction manager to oversee work needed. The PAVCO's RFP indicates BC Place, which turned 40 last year, will need more VIP suites, and hospitality space on the stadium's third level. An upgrade to the food court, concessions, renovations of washrooms, and installations of more elevators. The province said in April that World Cup renovations and tournament operations would cost from $149 million to $196 million. In today's weather forecast, we've got mainly sunny. This afternoon, the temperature is now 22 degrees. And tomorrow, it will get cloudy with showers. The temperature will be 20 degrees. And now moving forward for an interesting fact, we are going to talk about, yes, Nutella. Yes, you name it. Nutella is a brand of brown, sweetened hazelnut cocoa spread. Nutella is manufactured by the Italian company Ferrero, and was introduced in 1964, although its first iteration dates to 1963. Pietro Ferrero owned a bakery in Alba, an Italian town known for the production of hazelnuts, in 1946. He sold the initial 300-kilogram batch of pasta Gianduja, derived from the Gianduja. Originally sold as a solid block, Ferrero started to sell a creamy version in 1951 as Supercrema Gianduja. In 14th of May 2014, Poste Italienne issued a 50th anniversary Nutella commemorative stamp. The 70 cent stamp was designed by Istituto Poligrafico e Zecca dello Stato and features a jar of Nutella on a golden background. Ferrero held a Nutella Day on the 17th and 18th of May to celebrate the anniversary. So I have 6 interesting facts about Nutella. In 2014, Ferrero actually held their own Nutella Day between 17th and 18th of May to celebrate their 50th anniversary. The 5th of February World Nutella Day, we're celebrating World Today, has been going since 2007 and was started by American blogger Sarah Rosso. Nutella is manufactured by the Italian company Ferrero and was invented by its founder Pietro Ferrero. He was selling a creamy hazelnut paste dubbed Supercrema Granduja as far as back as 1951 in his bakery in Alba, a region famous for his hazelnuts. Ferrero buys about 1/4 of the world's hazelnut supply every year. They even own the leading supplier, with the company has said that 2 years of their hazelnut stocks would fill Rome's Colosseum. Their perfect way to consume Nutella is a dollop in your cup of coffee. That's according to a one man who experimented with eating Nutella at every meal for a week. Nutella has found its way into tons of recipes and products. Our new favorite recently popped up on Erudus is Nutella-filled mini donuts by La Tua Pasta. And last but not least, Nutella does not need to be refrigerated since the large amounts of sugar it contains act as a preserve. With that, we come to the end of my segment. Tune in for next week's news, weather, and our very own interesting fact. This is Kevin Ruja, and it's back to you, Aiden. Aiden, your mic is muted.
I think your mic is muted.
Hello?
Yep,
Yes,
I can hear
I can
you.
hear you now.
I was saying my favorite type of way of having Nutella is Nutella on toast. That's my favorite way of having Nutella. It is absolutely delicious. Now, I will ask Kevin and you, Jeff, have you guys have your favorite way of having Nutella?
I know it's I think it's a bread company too. So yeah, I would maybe I don't know. It sounds I don't know. It sounds kind of familiar. Maybe.
Pretty sure they make cookies as well. I think that's
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And what about you, Jeff? What about you, Kevin? And, what's your favorite way of having Nutella?
My favorite, it would have to be Nutella and a peanut butter. It's a
Oh,
sandwich. Yeah.
All right. Now on bread, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, with toast.
That sounds absolutely awesome, as they say. And honestly, if anybody that is watching right now wants to tell us your favorite way of having Nutella, you can put it down in the comments below. All right, time for your second gaming news. Now, actually, this one was suggested to me, so I think this is very important to some. Not important to me, however, because I don't use this as much, but apparently it is very big in the community. So, if you guys know, there is a game called The Binding of Isaac. The Binding of Isaac is deeply embedded within gaming culture, so much that it has inspired one of the most familiar and beloved emotes to ever spam a Twitch chat, something called Bible Thump. And it's the roguelike heroes head screaming / sobbing, frequently deployed to communicate complex feeling of horror, empathy, and sarcastic crocodile tears. So, and apparently the company says that they are going to be soon deleted from the streaming network. So they said the end of the Bible thump era is nigh. The rights to our beloved emote expire. Well, this is sad news. We all know that emotes go to heaven. Speaking of sad, we're going to need a new emote to span these feelings. So a lot of people have been saying that it's very, very sad to have this happen. But very interestingly, I think that this is very interesting news because when we talk about this, weirdly enough, the creator of Binding of Isaac, or the creator of the emote themselves, said that they would be more than fine to keep the emote. But for some odd reason, Twitch says that they absolutely will not be renewing the license. They keep saying how sad it is that they can't renew the license, but the creator of the emote says that it's absolutely okay if they come to him asking to renew the emote. Unfortunately, some people or some critics have blamed it on the company being cheap amid reports of declining revenues and a lack of clear direction. But Twitch also has a policy against emotes that include unauthorized uses of another person's content, brand, image, or other rights. It could be that the company is looking to purge its repository of anything it doesn't own the rights to itself or doesn't into its future brand deals and marketing plans. Whatever the reason, it sucks and seems easily avoidable. So now a lot of people are saying that it's very confusing. And now Edmund McMillan, the creator and current rights holder of the Binding of Isaac game, has said publicly he is opening to renewing the rights and is working out a deal. It is Twitch's choice not to do so. So hopefully by the end of it, Twitch finds a way to get this emote back, but if they can't, that's okay. I'm just intrigued to know that the community is so upset about this because for me, guys, I'm not big on the Twitch side of things, but as your gaming news enthusiast, I always got to capture all sides of gaming, and this apparently is very, very big news. Now, if you haven't tried Binding of Isaac, I might talk about it next week, so stay tuned. And you might even see Binding of Isaac come out. But do be warned, Binding of Isaac is not a kid's game. It's got blood, it's got gore, and it's a little bit scary here and there. Anyways, I will keep it moving, keep the ball rolling, as they say. And next up is going to be Logan. And Logan is going to be sharing with us his cooking knowledge. What's it going to be?
Hello, Youth Connect. I am Logan, and for this week, I'll be going over the functions of sugar in baking. Last week, I went over the different functions that flour had in baking, and this week, I will go over the 6 functions that sugar have in baking. Now, we all commonly associate sugar with just being something you add to baked goods to add like sweetness to it, but there's a lot more to it than just that. So yeah, for this week, I'll be going over the 6 different functions of sugar in baking. Now going over function 1, the one that we all know of already, it is to add sweetness and flavor. Of course, sugar is the main form of sweetness in all foods, and bakers will of course add sugar to desserts for the sake of adding sweetness. Creates a sweetness with a lot more depth and flavor to it. Somewhat of a more darker flavor, you could say. Now, I won't really stick with this one for very long because it's all one that you already know of, so let's move on. Now, the second function of sugar in baking is for preservation's sake. Now, environments help to inhibit bacterial growth in different goods such as jam and jelly. It also absorbs water, which helps prevent mold growth. And it can also help certain baked goods like breads, cakes, and muffins from going dry and help avoid staling by retaining their moisture. Now going on to the third function, it is browning. Sugar helps baked goods like breads, muffins, and pie crusts brown. Since sugar caramelizes and turns brown when heated, it gives these baked goods a nice brown color and also a sort of crispy edge. Now the fourth function of sugar in baking is to help tenderize baked goods. Sugar inhibits proteins from binding, and it also weakens gluten structure, which helps to make baked goods less tough and a lot more tender. And going on to the fifth function of sugar in baking, it is creaming and foaming. The crystal shape of granulated sugar will allow air pockets to form when mixed into fat. This probably most commonly comes up when you mix butter and sugar together when making a cake batter. This is what's known as creaming, and that's why it's the first step. This helps to give the batter considerably more volume, and it also helps it to rise in the oven and be more fluffy. And when sugar dissolves into egg whites, it helps to stabilize it and allow it to foam up. This is how a meringue would be made. And finally, the sixth and final function of sugar is to be used as food for yeast. Now, I talked about this way before in the past, but as a refresher, when sugar is eaten by yeast, it makes two things: CO2 gas and alcohol. For the purposes of baking, CO2 gas is the most important one. The alcohol gets cooked off during the baking process. But anyway, the buildup of CO2 gas inside of something like, say, a bread dough will allow these yeasted goods like bread to help rise up in the oven. As an aside, when it comes to alcohol, yeast eating sugar produces alcohol, and that is how certain alcoholic beverages like beer and wine are made. But that's something for another time because we are talking about baking right now. Anyway, that would just about conclude my presentation on the different functions of sugar in baking. I hope this helped you all realize just how important sugar is when it comes to your baked goods. And yeah, thank you all for listening, and back to you, Aiden.
Very important, guys, as I can hear. So I actually love sugar. Sugar is delicious, but I didn't know that sugar could be used in so many ways. I did know that sometimes it does condense things and it does help things rise and things like that. But I didn't know that Logan would teach us many different things. Like, for example, the bread. The more sugar you add, the more dense it gets. So less sugar, more fluffier. Make sure to watch your sugar intake, because the more sugar you add, the more dense it gets. Like if you were making a caramel is pretty dense when you add sugar. So this is very, very interesting news. All right, so time to keep it moving. Thank you so much, Logan. Appreciate it, as always. I'm going to be bringing with you some, get ready, community news. I saw in the chat that people were really excited all about community news. And for those that weren't here this week, I'm going to be telling you what we did. So if you guys know, we always have things from Monday to Friday, but more importantly, today on this Monday, we did a lot of workout. So we actually kicked it off every single day from Monday to Friday at 9:30 with some Tabata. And we did dancing and we moved, and a lot of people weren't ready for it, including myself, because it was a lot of moving. I was like, do. Oh my gosh, too much moving. It was very, very exciting. But on Monday, we did biology, science, and we explored the equinox and the changing colors in North America, but more importantly, the autumn equinox. Ooh, how awesome is that? Tuesday, we got creative in the kitchen and made a delicious, sustainable soup with leftover veggies, also known as a fridge soup. Basically meaning we use all leftovers, anything that you can grab your hands on, and we just put it in and we made something delicious. On Wednesday, we explored future careers, and we actually dived into the world of music and technologies, but more importantly, Amazon jobs, Amazon's business. And we learned, and we even did a business Kahoot. It was quite interesting. We had to verse against 4 other people. On Thursday, we did all about pumpkins. Did you guys know that the biggest pumpkin ever, the world record biggest pumpkin, weighed over 2,700 pounds? I don't know about you, but that's a lot of weight. My goodness. Oh. And then Friday, we wrapped it all up, as per usual, with that general knowledge quiz. And I don't know, I don't mean to spoil anything, but I heard that the winner might be somebody in this room. I don't know who, but I'll keep it a secret. All jokes aside, a huge thanks to everybody who did join. We had a lot of new faces this week, and it was so awesome seeing you guys there. It was really fun, and I hope to carry this amazing energy into the next week. How awesome. But seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for joining every single time. It's awesome to have you join our community, do some events, and really connect as a whole so that we can make friends, make long-lasting connections, and you know what, to build a community. That's why we're doing Youth Connect right now. And speaking about Youth Connect, I think that we need to keep moving forward. And next up is going to be Jeff, and Jeff is going to be bringing us some live music. I hope you're excited.
Hi everybody, hope you're ready to jam with me. Hope you're ready to jam with me with your live musician, Jeffrey Enkman. And I'm going to be playing some Bob Marley, Is This Love? I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room. Jah provides the bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I really unable, so I throw my cards on your table. I wanna love you, I wanna love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with your roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room. Jah provides a bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I'm really unable, so I throw jump cards on the table. I wanna love you. I wanna love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room. Just provides a bread. Come on. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love that I'm feeling? I will enable. So I threw my cards on your table. I wanna love and treat you right. I wanna love you, 'cause every day brings every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room. Just provides a bread. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love that I'm feeling? I'm willing and able. So I threw my cards on your table. Thank you, everybody. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. See you all next week. Hope you enjoyed it. And make sure to check out my website, jeffreyankman.com. Anyways, back to Aiden. Bye, everybody.
Yep, that was absolutely brilliant. And what an important song, all about love and treating everybody right. I love those kind of songs, really pushing that peace and love kind of mindset. This is why I love Bob Marley's music, because it really is focusing on love, community, connection, and peace. Very, very important things that we need to remember every single day. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this incredible episode of Youth Connect. If you did like Youth Connect, I need you to do a few things for me. I need you to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much to Jeff. Thank you so much to Kevin. I appreciate that you guys joined in person. And we will see you all next time. See you guys next Friday. Hope you have an amazing weekend and catch